This is the MOSHPIT Backstage podcast for punk, metal and rock interviews and segments.
Hello Australia, this is Max Cavalera and you listen to MOSHPIT on Scene. Stay metal.
Max Cavalera is the guitarist and vocalist of Soulfire and the Cavalera Conspiracy. He'll be touring Australia with his brother Igor on their Return to Roots tour, playing the entire Roots album at the Forum Theatre on the 23rd of September. Max, thank you so much for joining me.
No problem, good to be here.
Now, this album, really sort of massive in terms of metal history. What is it like playing the full album, live?
Yeah, it's even better than it was 20 years ago because there's less pressure now, and I'm just really enjoying it with my brother and playing the whole record. I think it was a really important record for us and for metal in general. I think it changed the rules of how you make records, and you could put more influences on it, like different styles and cultures and things like that. Metal was never done that before, so it was really exciting. In the center of the album, we went to the tribe, the Chavantes tribe in the rainforest, and got painted by them and were part of their rituals. And I think that was really cool, and I think the record itself is really a really heavy, good record, really exciting, really energetic, and we're playing the whole thing now. So it was a tour that came out of an experiment, but really worked out, and it sold out everywhere, Europe, America, South America, and now we're coming to Australia. We're hoping it'll be the same in Australia, hoping a lot of people come to the shows. We know I have a lot of fans there, so I'm counting that's going to be great. But it's really exciting to play the whole record from beginning to the end. It is a great, powerful record that we're really proud of it, and it's better now than ever to play this record.
You've been together with your brother, the Cavalera Conspiracy, for a number of years now. What is it like playing old Sepultura material with him?
It's great because it's a bit different from Cavalera Conspiracy, which we do have an album coming out in October. It's all done now. It's a new album, but the Roots is like something that we did in 20 years ago, and was a big part of our life. It was our biggest record we ever did, but it was like a really turmoil in our lives at that time, so we couldn't really enjoy the touring or the success of the album. So now, doing that 20 years later is much better. Now everything is more peaceful and calm, and we just really loving playing the songs, and it was fun dissecting the record. To play this tour, we had to go through every single song and reproduce everything, even the tribal sounds and the Indian sounds and everything. So it was a lot of work we put on the tour to make it perfect like it is now. But now that's all done, whoever is being to the shows really liked it a lot, and we had a really, really positive reaction from the fans. Really love it, what they heard. We have a really good band with Mark Rizzo and Tony Campos. Mark is a great guitar player. Tony's a great bass player. And, and then there's me and Igor. So we're just really enjoying it, playing the record, and looking forward to be in Australia and be doing that for the Australian fans.
This album came out 20 years ago, as you've mentioned. In terms of people showing up to the album, how does that break down? Is there a part of the new generation who maybe wasn't even alive? Is it some older fans? How does that break down?
Yeah, we have both. We have a lot of old people that were alive when the album came out, so they're still coming back to the shows, and they're same age as us. And then there's also new kids, young kids, that were even born when Roots came out, but they love the record, and it's so fun. I think it's cool, like the young generation discovering stuff like Sepultura, Roots, and the other metal from that era. There was a really good time in metal. We had the Pantera, Slayer, Biohazard, Fear Factory. It was a big, strong. The 90s were big for metal, I think, and really good records were released at that time. So it's so cool for me to see this new young kids, young generation, loving it and wanted to hear and be part of something that they were not even born when it was around. I think it's kind of like the same thing that happened to thrash metal. A lot of the young kids weren't born when thrash metal came out, but they love it. And there's even now bands that are playing thrash metal now. You got like Toxic Holocaust, Municipal Waste, Noisem, and a lot of them were even born when thrash metal was started. So I think it's great. I think it's really, it shows that metal is a great form of music, and it has no age limit. You can be young or you can be old. Metal is for everybody. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's great.
The new Cavalera Conspiracy album. What can you tell us about that?
It's a beast of a record, man. I'm so proud of it. It's 9 songs of pure power. There's nothing holding back. It's pure energy and aggression, but it's really well done. It's like really well made thrash songs with a lot of parts and really cool, intricate signature tempo changes, and we spent a lot of time making this record. I by myself, I spent 2 months just on the riffs of the album. Produced by our friend Arthur Risk. He did the Power Trip and the Inquisition record, so he's a underground producer, but really good, with really good ear. And we have one song guested by Justin from Godflesh. It's kind of a Godflesh nail bomb Cavalera song. Came out great. So I'm super proud of this record. I can't wait for people to hear, but it's one of my favorite records I ever done, and I put it neck to neck with anything I've done in the past, like a Rise or Nail Bomb. It's got the same vibe of those records, so I think people are going to be pretty excited when they hear.
Playing the Roots album for a year or more or less, does that have any influence on the writing of the album?
I think in terms of energy and the reason why we do this, it did. The Roots tour was really, for me, meant that what we do, the things that we did 20 years ago are really important and relevant, and that's why we make records, and so you can have moments like that. And we are hoping that, in 20 years we can be playing the Cavalera album again, in 20 years or something like that. So it's like, that's the idea. So we went in the studio with this motivation, excitement that came from the tour. So I think that's probably the best thing that happened for the album, was that we went straight from the road. We went straight from the tour right into the studio, still excited about the tour. That reflected not much in the sound or the song. It doesn't sound like Roots. The record is more closer to our older stuff like Arise and Beneath the Remains, and even the Schizophrenia type of songs. It's got a lot of fast stuff and a lot of really cool breakdowns. But in terms of excitement, the Roots tour definitely gave an excitement to make the record.
The Return to Roots tour will be coming to Melbourne at the Forum Theatre on the 23rd of September. Max, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Nice talking to you. I'll see you at the show, man. And Australia, get ready and stay metal, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the MOSHPIT Backstage podcast. You can subscribe to us on iTunes and Omni. To find out more about the show, go to www.syn.org.au/moshpit. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/moshpitonsyn, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at moshpitsyn. The regular MOSHPIT radio show broadcasts punk, rock and metal tunes and interviews every Thursday nights on SYN 9.7 on FM and digital radios. Listeners outside of Melbourne, Australia can stream SYN 9.7 online at www.syn.org.au. Thanks to Vintage Ruin for the music.
Hi, this is Tomato from Flashgun Apocalypse. Hi, I'm Enid from Girls School.
I am Phoebe Pinnock from Heaven the Axe.
Hey, this is Gary Oldley of the Misfits.
Hey, this is Kat Sproul from Horizon's Edge, and you're listening to the MOSHPIT on Sin FM.
Hi, this is Einar from Leopard.
Hi, I'm Virginia Lilly from the band Lily.
This is Raul from 1349.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ali from Zebrahead.
Hey, everybody, this is Charlie Benante with Anthrax, and you are listening to the MOSHPIT on Sin.